Howdy there, B-Siders. Welcome to another episode of Bravo for the B-Side. This is Danny.
And this is Jim.
And it's been a crazy couple of weeks for us.
It has. So, last episode talked about was going to go in for surgery. I went in for the surgery, didn't get the surgery because the hospital
gave you a new problem.
Yep, decided, you know what, let's just have some fun. So, spent 2 weeks getting over that bullshit. And then last week,
our child had surgery.
Hers went way better.
Yeah, she's running around. She's fine.
Yeah. So there it is. So this, I don't know if this is going to be late. If it is, we apologize. But, you know, frankly, dealing with all that shit just trumps recording and editing for a podcast. So that's where we are. Yeah. And here is where we are right now.
We are here in our studio.
Yes.
/ office.
Yes. But you know where you could be, listeners?
On our Patreon.
Yeah.
And our website.
Yeah.
Lords of Misrule Productions.com.
Yes. Links to the Patreons are there. Links to everything. Not going to go through it because it's just kind of old at this point. But please make a visit. And as you're listening or watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, do all the stuff. Speaking of YouTube, I moved all the episodes over from the podcast to the YouTube podcast.
Sure.
Piece, I'll call it. So you can go there and you can watch the videos, which I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep doing that.
Well, if you don't need video for it.
Well, it converts the audio into the same thing I do, into a video that plays.
Yeah.
Because it's not an audio player thing. So yeah, they're all the episodes have their own video. It's the same thing. It's just the Bravo for the B-Side logo while the podcast plays. So if I'm doing that, maybe we can stop doing video conversions because that's just one more thing in X amount of hours and, reserve that for other things.
Fabulous.
Actual videos. So that's the big and tall of it.
Yep. And to be honest, we haven't paid much attention to like regular news over the last couple of weeks because we've been concerned with our own situation that has been ongoing.
Yeah.
Today.
Daily breaking news. Yeah. Today marked the end of that ordeal, but I still have to reschedule the surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fun.
So fun.
What fun that's going to be.
So fun.
So, after this episode, though, if it is late and everything, like it's already late for Patreon. By the time I get this done and edited, the week preview for subscribers will be gone.
Yeah.
So they're going to get it like when everyone else gets it. But after this, it should be back on track, barring any incidents and appointments and stuff that, take me out of the game again.
Yeah.
I will just say, for the record, sucked ass from fucking minute 1 to minute end. Miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do not recommend.
On a better note, you did find a good movie for us to talk about this week.
I did. So the benefit of being bedridden, you watch a lot of movies.
Yeah.
And I was just pumping through shit because I couldn't sleep. I've gotten like an average of 1 to 2 hours a night. There's some nights, a couple nights in a row, I just up the whole time and can't. And I occasionally like lay down after dinner and take a nap because sitting was a bit of a bitch. Came across this one and I was surprised because, as per usual, when we're doing I'm doing the veg watch while you and Midge are out in the living room and I'm isolating because, need to lay down and stuff. Went through a lot of really bad movies. I mean, like not even worth trying to make a lesson out of some of them. But this one was really cool. This one was really cool. And so then I asked you to watch it. I think we can do this with the show. And you watched the trailer and you were in.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, we have a movie. Before we jump into it, trying to think, is there anything we can think of like off the top of our heads
Our chunky
that's been going
kitten,
on? Oh, yeah.
her name is Chunkmaster 5000. She's the last of a litter that we brought in and tried to give away, but you know what? Cats abound out here.
Mm-hmm.
So she ended up being sort of the lone kitten. Um, and while we were waiting for a callback from the Humane Society,
We were on a wait list
yeah,
to take her and her brother at the time
mm-hmm,
in,
yeah,
but the brother got
he got
someone.
rehomed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, we have officially decided to keep Chunkmaster 5000,
Yeah.
the adorable little sweet kitten who gets along with our big cats. She has an umbilical hernia, which we'll have to help her out with.
Yeah. It doesn't slow her down though.
God,
No. And I wasn't looking for a fourth cat. I didn't want to have three or two or one, but now we have four
no. Mm-hmm.
because when you told me they called and they're like, hey, you can bring them in. I'm like, it's been 4 months.
Yeah,
She's bonded with our three. They love her to
they
death. They love
do.
playing with her and they're teaching her all of the bad habits.
Mm-hmm.
um,
And they do. They adore her.
yeah. And of course, Lily loves her. So made the call. We're now a 4 cat house. And
No
that's
more.
it.
No more.
No more. We're not bringing any more litters in. None. Straight, like straight to video. Just straight from the shed or the garage or behind wherever to the Humane Society.
Yeah.
Yeah, no more. Let's name them. But I will say one of the reasons that Chunkmaster is such a good kitten. I mean, she's a kitten, so there's the hyperness and stuff and that. But Lily did a really good job with her and her brother and sister, getting them to be socialized.
Yeah.
Being handled and just kind of like living it out and stuff. So yeah, she's a good kitten.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah.
tell us about this movie.
All right. So this week we are talking about Forgive Us All, directed by Jordana Scott, written,
Yep, it was writing.
written by Jordana Scott, Lance Giles, Alex McCoskis, starring Lily Sullivan, Callan Mulvey, Richard Roxburgh. Rating is 18 plus
On
on
Amazon.
Amazon, which is a little extreme.
It is.
I think it's actually very extreme.
Yeah.
This easy is like a TVMA or rated R. It's not even like an NC-17
Yeah.
thing, you know. Did get a budget for this. This one was 10 million New Zealand dollars, which is very close to US.
Equivalent to 10 million US dollars.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a little couple bucks here and there, but anyway. So this log line, it's not quite right. Doesn't quite do it. Let me read the log line. Surviving in a mountain cabin, a woman confronts dangerous choices when a GMA fugitive appears, forcing a journey through cannibal-filled forests. Now, how about before we get into this, let's talk about lessons. Lesson number 1 today, how to create a log line. This is not it.
Not like this. Oh, and this is a 2025 film.
Oh, did I miss that?
You missed it.
Yeah, it bumped up. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, it was a 2025 film. This is the deal. This is one of the reasons I watched this. It's another take on zombies. It's a global catastrophe. There's a pandemic and wipes out most of the planet. Survivors gather into camps, and then the pseudo miniature micro governments start forming, and it's not ideal in the camps. You get that from there. GMA is the name of the government group. They call him GMA. He's not really even a fugitive. It's a guy who breaks in to steal something to help his son. We'll get into all that. And then they're chasing him.
Yeah.
And then he runs across this woman who's not just surviving in a mountain cabin, chose to live there after all this. There's problems with that. And the cannibal filled forest is the zombies. Actually, not zombies. We'll call them infected because
Right.
there's some discussions on that,
Yeah.
forthcoming. Anyway, so that if you're going to make a log line, basically think of 5 things that happen in your film that have to do with like the story points and write them out. If it's too long, make it 4, make it 3. Should always have 3 though, right? Because a log line can be 3 sentences and nobody's going to really get pissy about it. When you go over that, or if it's like 3 long run on sentences, then someone's going to tell you no. But I am ever curious on what goes on in the rooms at Amazon and Hulu and Tubi and Netflix and everything, where these people write these fucking log lines.
Right.
Because it's like, I don't know if you've noticed, but like all the new films in the like last year, especially on Amazon, the rating is all lowercase.
Yeah.
Like they can't even be bothered to hit shift.
I know.
It's ridiculous. But anyway, this is one I would not, had I just read the log line, I'd have moved on
Right.
to this. But as you know, as you flip through and then you get onto the thumbnail,
Mm-hmm.
it'll play its version of a trailer up at the top. And it just looked really good. It
Yeah.
looked nice. I could hear it, which is these days getting to be a thing. Because people don't think their films need to be heard at, without cranking it all the way up. Yeah. Logline should make people know exactly what's going on in your film without giving away the plot. Because we've seen some of those that literally just tell you. It's like watching, fucking Citizen Kane and someone putting the log line on. Dreams about his sled, Rosebud. That just ruined a 5-hour journey.
Yeah.
Into Orson Welles' masterpiece. This is happening more and more and more. And I kind of think it's maybe some AI in some of these, because we've seen a lot that are just so far off.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what did it come from? What trained it to surmise this is what the movie is about? It'd be like watching Friday the 13th part 17. And then the entire log line is about waffles. Because maybe in the film they're eating a waffle before they get killed. I don't know.
I mean, in fairness to the Friday the 13th movies, what you could have the log line for all of them, except the first one, is
True.
Jason kills people.
Yeah.
3 words.
Maybe the second one needs a little more, because we didn't really get the whole Jason thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But after the first one, we knew Jason was the kid, and it was like the ghost of him. But I mean, it was his mother, obviously, but that was the story.
Yeah.
Bad things happen. But Jason grows up, returns, kills people. That's for like number 2, and then the rest, Jason kills people all the way through,
Yeah.
except for the one with Freddy.
Yeah.
You need to bring Freddy in. Jason and Freddy kill people.
Pretty much. And then they try to kill each other.
All right. So shall we talk about Forgive Us All?
I'll bring us in.
Bring us in.
So we're in a mountain valley with a voiceover talking about how God has left us.
Yeah.
And then we're with a woman. She looks upset. And she's over a grave. She's very good.
Freshly dug.
Yeah. The actress, she's very good. She's intense. I already like the coloring. It's sort of a sepia tone.
Yeah.
And she's dirty. Like she's covered in dirt and stuff from the grave. And she's on this little farmstead. There's a couple of outbuildings.
Mm-hmm.
And she walks to the house. And when she gets there, you can clearly see that something has happened in the house.
Right.
There's blood, broken glass, a picture frame with the glass broken in it, a tipped over bottle of milk, a coloring book. And she unlatches a door to a kid's room. There is this light in the kids' room with fireflies.
Yeah. I still can't think of the name of what it's called. Carousel light?
Something like that. It's got cutouts of fireflies and it
Yeah.
casts them on the walls. And a little girl's in the bed and she's bloody and she's breathing oddly. So the mom turns her to face her after a little bit of, oh, sweetie, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something wrong with the girl. She's bleeding from the mouth. She's got blood around her irises, which is a really cool effect.
Yeah. Well, if you look, those are teeth marks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she got bit, like right from the corner of her mouth down to the chin.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, that's why she was kind of puffy on the one side.
Mm-hmm. And she's twitching and she sits up and then she stands up and she jumps toward the mom and we hear a gunshot ring.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's 2 years later and the mom is waking up from a nightmare about the girl. And there's a radio kind of in the background, like mumbling noise about, infected and something, something, something. She turns it off. She has a drawing of a firefly from her daughter on the fridge. Or not firefly, they're dragonflies.
Dragonflies, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not sure at the moment, but it is. I wrote, I think this is the same house that she was in before.
Right.
She grabs a gun from a drawer. She walks out of the house. There's an older man sitting on the porch. I'm going to call him Grandpa.
Sure.
Because I'm assuming this woman is the mom of the kid. That's why I'm calling her mom.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And they talk a little bit. She's skipping something that day, hunting, I think.
Yeah. Go for a walk.
Yeah. So he tells her not to go far. So then we're at a long abandoned quarantine processing station.
Can I just back up a little bit?
Okay.
I made this note because this was, I don't want to forget about it when we start talking. So she goes for her walk, he goes in, and then the camera pulls back. And folks, this little setup that they have is staggeringly beautiful.
It is.
Yes. New Zealand, how you could ever possibly make a movie there and not have it look stunning, I don't know. I hope we never find out. But it's this wonderful little cabin, not log, but,
Right.
nice little cabin and not super tiny, but it has like a little farm outbuilding, a stable kind of thing, and a couple of smaller ones. It's right on the edge of a cliff, basically.
Yeah.
Probably from the house to the cliff, 50 yards.
Right.
Right. It just looks beautiful. It's all isolated in this. It's just gorgeous. I mean, this right here locked me in.
This shot is beautiful.
Yeah. Everything about it. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
So please continue.
So we're at this abandoned quarantine processing station. It's like I don't know, like a greenhousey sort of, like it's old plastic buildings that have been, weathered away.
Yeah, they're old. FEMA used them way
Yeah.
back. It's stuff. They're super light.
Mhm.
It's to get stuff to put up a makeshift building
Right.
for inoculations, whatever, and then as light as possible. So yeah, it's just plastic and clear veneer and shit.
Yeah. So there are some folks on horses riding past. And they're heading away from a sign that says Camp 13.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like it's two people chasing someone, like another person on a horse.
Right.
And the guy who is running from the two people uh, comes up on a guy who seems to be waiting for him. And the guy who's waiting for him asks, you got it? He did, but he got clipped on the way. He's been shot,
Yeah, on
the
the side.
runner. So this person who is waiting for him is going to hold off his chasers while the runner guy makes an escape
Mm-hmm.
with whatever it is that he got.
Yeah.
So then it's his brother, we
Yeah,
learn
they're
later.
brothers.
Yeah. They have a little shootout. His brother ends up getting caught by the two pursuers, and they have this guy tied up. The guy talking to him says, you runners are the bane of my existence. And I can't remember the name of this actor guy who plays the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
I love him.
Yeah.
He's so good. Anyway, he's scary. He's very intimidating, very big, very scary. So the brother says it's better than the prison camps. And then he gets tortured with a cattle prod.
Yeah.
This guy loves his cattle prod.
Yeah. Like, just not like, in the ass or anything, like right under the fucking chin, in the head.
Yeah, and
I
not
mean,
quick zaps, like holding it there.
yeah. I mean, to the point where you think, did something happen in the recording skipping? Because Jesus Christ.
So they're trying to figure out where the escapee is going. He has the thing that everyone seems to be after.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're with the escapee, we'll call him the runner. He hears the shot that kills his brother.
Yeah.
And he's running off, and I see that there is a dragonfly keychain on his backpack.
Mm-hmm.
And then the camp guys are going to keep pursuing him, despite the fact that it's getting dark.
Yeah, there's a whole conversation.
Yeah.
About no. And lean, mean leader
Yeah.
is like, yes.
Yeah.
Well, that was it.
So we're back with Mom, and she is remembering, she's like sitting by the river, and she's kind of seeing her daughter playing in the river. It's like a memory kind of
Like a
thing.
daydream thing.
Yeah. And then she's got the gun pointed under her chin. And she hears the horse. And it's right by the riverbank. It's alone. The saddle's still on. And she goes to check it out. It's got the GMA logo on the saddlebags that are still on it. And then nearby is our injured runner. She first inspects his wound to make sure it's not a bite. And then she sees the dragonfly keychain on his bag. So she decides to take him with her back to the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to say most of this, like, beginning of the movie has been dialogue-less.
Not a lot, no. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of just movement and imagery and sounds.
And I actually love that because, I mean, before films had sound, right? It was just the image, just the moving image. And I love a good quick dialogue, Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross,
Oh, yeah.
as much as the next person. But there is something about quiet films.
There is. And it's very funny because we were just watching, I think it was Only Murders in the Building. And I think Steve Martin's character and Charlie was talking about films, or was it Martin Short's? About Once Upon a Time in the West?
I think it was Steve Martin's character.
Yeah, because I think he was talking about something. But he made sense. There are certain films, because he was talking about films and everything, kind of like in the way that we do. Films are the hallmark of history. They're the epitome of what's going on. 1933. You can tell the feel of things by watching the movies that were made and what they did and talked about. So anyway, he's talking about one of his favorite movies is Once Upon a Time in the West. And he said, it's just 7 minutes of silence. The opening scene is 7 minutes of silence.
Just these images.
Yeah, just images, train sounds and stuff in the background. But yeah, no dialogue. He goes, but once you see it, you will never forget it,
Yeah.
you know. Um, and it's funny that that came after we, did this, but I thought, yeah, this was a nice, smooth,
Hmm.
a little tragic, but
I mean, yeah.
still bringing us in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so meanwhile, Grandpa has been hunting rabbits. He comes across some carnage. Well, looks like a person who got torn apart.
Yeah.
He finds a pocket knife with the name Henry's on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he spots the GMA hunting party off in the distance, the posse
Yeah.
of two. Actually, it's three
Three,
now.
because the two were chasing him. The two
Mm-hmm.
caught the one brother, the fugitive,
Mm-hmm.
and then leader dude. I call him leader guy, like all the way through. He showed up, and now it's the three of them.
Right.
Yeah.
And then screaming from the other direction.
A horrid scream,
A
not
horrible
like
scream.
I'm in danger or I'm getting eaten by a bear, like almost inhuman,
Yeah.
kind of, sort of like a cross
Like
between
no
a
one wants to go in that direction at all.
like a velociraptor in agony,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Is bad.
Yeah.
So the GMA guys move on and then he goes back on his way. So mom has the runner guy in the stable now,
Mm-hmm.
or barn, and she locks him up in a section of the barn. And it seems like they have a pretty good security setup for this little homestead. They've got cameras, they've got, alarms and stuff. I mean, this is more than just a quaint little cabin on a ridge.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the house, she's looking through his backpack. There's some bottles of mystery stuff, and then something called Evacron. And I didn't quite get, because I was taking notes, I didn't quite get what it said on there, but it was like something, it can stop the infection if it's administered within 72 hours or something.
Yeah. Well, it's in it's in medical packaging, like the big adrenaline pens,
Mm-hmm.
the plungers. So it's a big thing,
Yeah.
the kind where it's, you peel the top off and, I didn't even get to read any of the little stuff about it. Just that, that's got to be important. And I kind of figured that's the secret. That's the ticket.
That's the it.
Yeah, because the rest of that shit looks like poor moonshine in little bottles.
Yeah.
This thing is, you know, and I guess what identified it for me too is, and I love that they did this. It had a very military style label on the front
Mm-hmm.
where you could see one, two, it had all these like steps and stuff. And I made the comment long ago in another episode where if you're ever in a situation where shit's falling down and it's like the apocalypse and stuff, head to any military equipment that you can get your hands on, because you don't need to know how to use it. The step, and I'm not bullshitting you folks, the step-by-step instructions are right fucking on there. Rocket
Mm-hmm.
launcher, not a problem, right?
Yeah.
You might have a little problem learning how to drive a tank. They really don't have it all like inside there. You need to know some stuff. But as far as everything else, weapons and rockets and shit, the
Instructions are right there.
United States military spends an enormous amount of money making sure it's all documented on the item.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Evacron is it is one use.
Mm-hmm.
It's a stab and that's it. And her jaw just like drops, when she sees it. So later, you call him Grandpa, I called him Older Man.
Okay.
Older Man comes back with his rabbits. Later, she's going out and he's done cleaning them, and he calls her Kiddo.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly something. Um, says could only get 2 rabbits. And then he tells her about the body that he found, another runner. So these folks, anyone who's not in the camps are called runners,
Right.
but they're not really running. They're living.
Yeah.
I guess if, GMA comes after him, you run, but that's, kind of a odd name. And, then he says he saw some GMA agents up on the high ridge when he was down by the river. So they have to lay low for the next few days. And tells her no more walks,
Mm-hmm.
right? She says she has to show him something. And she takes him into the barn, shows him the brother laying on the floor. And her name, we learn, is Rory. And he asks her where she found him and then gets mad because she found him by the river. And he's been telling her, quit going by the river. It's dangerous. You're going to get torn apart. Discussion for another time. And she tells him that he's been shot, not bit. And he goes to look the brother over and he asks if the guy is GMA. Rory doesn't know, but she shows him the antidote. Older man is angry. Rory asks, what was she supposed to do? Leave him to die? And then he just like unloads on her. Yes, God damn it. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. And I get it because this is a survival situation. Says first light, the brother is going to be taken off of the property and then he's going in saying he's going to board up the house because the storm is coming and quote, they'll be out in force tonight.
Right.
I just want to pause on that because that stuck with me the first time. I thought that was a very clever, underhanded way to deliver some angst and anxiousness and anxiety into the situation. They'll be out in force tonight.
I wrote that direct quote as well.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice. I thought that was really clever. That was good writing, good direction, good editing.
Mm-hmm.
Putting, making it, saying it, and keeping it all in there. Because it gave me kind of a, I'm ready to go to the next level here, kind of thing. So we cut to, it's night. There's a storm going on outside. It's like a typical storm. It's not like the place is ready to blow over. There's no hurricane force winds.
Yeah, it's just like a healthy summer rain.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of lightning and there's a lot of thunder.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little breezy, but that's a storm. This isn't like head to the basement kind of thing. The Rory and older man are sitting at the table. They're eating rabbit stew. Rory isn't all that hungry. Old man talks about not being able to find animals. He says they'll, deer. It's like they're using them up.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Says he's going to try to get the brother, as close to the nearest camp as possible. Rory asks, what are we doing? And then asks him, what are you surviving? He's like, surviving. And she asks, what are you surviving for? And she goes into this, and I got to tell you, again, this was really good. And the actor who played Rory, she nails this shit from beginning to end. Spoiler.
Yeah.
But she just kind of lays into him with this like little monologue that is stunning. But basically the crux of it is she's like, she's not her daughter, or she's not his daughter-in-law anymore because his son is dead.
His granddaughter's dead.
Granddaughter's dead. Is that the family's dead. She's like, so what are we, and then she is just kind of like going on a little bit more about it. And he is trying to comfort her by saying like, they were infected. You did what you had to do. Take comfort in that, and I got that too. This is a lot of stuff to talk about down the road. But this isn't the time or place for it. So she gets up and storms off. She's had it. To make life easier, I started calling old man dad.
Sure.
Because, so later in the night, storms calmed down a bit, still raining and doing stuff. Rory wakes up and goes into the bedroom of her daughter. Because as she goes in, The lamp is still there. The mattress has been stripped of its bedding, but there's still blood on it
Yeah.
from when we saw what happened. And there's a flashback of her walking in on her daughter, asking her if her teeth were brushed. And her daughter's like, yes. And she goes, oh, it's a shame because then we can't eat this cake. And she pulls out this big like cupcake. And it's the little girl's birthday. And the girl's like, I didn't brush my teeth. I lied. Um, so as they're eating the cupcake, we see that the daughter has just finished drawing that dragonfly picture that we saw in the refrigerator
Mm-hmm.
Earlier. The daughter asks, when is dad coming home? And Rory says he's with the sick people. He's helping them. And then there's some loud noises. And Rory tells her daughter to, stay there and goes to look. Standing in the doorway, the entrance to the home, is her husband. And he looks fucking terrible.
Yeah.
We get in on him and he's just like, and it starts that panting.
Mm-hmm.
And as this is going on, we see the red around the iris
Mm-hmm.
and everything. So we know clearly what's going to happen. Little girl comes running out. Daddy! Rory tells her, stay back and tries holding her back. And then her husband drops to his knees, starts vomiting blood, growls, and then charges. So clearly, he's the one who wounded the daughter,
Mm-hmm.
made her sick. And it's an easy guess that Rory shot him and he was the grave she was kneeling over, freshly dug in the beginning. So we just saw what led up to what we opened with. So after all this, she wakes up. Storm is gone, still dark. Dad's sleeping. She sneaks into his room to grab something, and I couldn't make it out. Was it like the key to the
Yeah.
padlock
Yeah.
that she locked in the brother with? Okay. It just looked really weird. I got like a glimpse of it. Yeah. So she gets out, quietly goes outside to the barn and with a rifle, and she hears some kind of clicking or gurgling kind of off in the distance a bit. She looks around, doesn't see anything. In the barn, she calms the horse who's having a moment because horses do that in
Yeah.
storms. Plus if there's something creeping out there, the horse is going to know.
Yeah.
So she unlocks the stall and looks in. The brother's not on the floor. So she walks in. He surprises her, grabs her, and covers her mouth, shushing her. He does not go for the rifle. That's one of those deals where his hand's over her mouth, and then he kind of looks her straight in the eye, and then very slowly brings his hand away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not going to hurt you, but please shut the fuck up. Don't scream. And outside, we hear these strange screams and shrieks, much
Mhm.
closer. So they can see through the wood planks. It's one of those where the boards aren't edge to edge.
Yeah, there's gaps.
Yeah, you can see through the gaps. And there is something moving. And then past a window, we see it's one of the infected. It looks in the window and sees them and then charges towards the door, big barn door, to get in. There's a struggle as they try to get the door shut and secured. The brother grabs the rifle to shoot the infected. He shoots him, not a headshot,
Right.
but it runs off. After Rory asks who he is, he says he's not GMA. He says he needs to go. Rory says he can't go. They'll track him. He wants his backpack. She takes him into the house. It's on the kitchen table. He starts to run towards it. He's trying to go through it. And she says, it's in there. And then he settles down a bit. Rory makes him sit so she can patch him up. He really wants to get going. His name is Noah.
Mm-hmm.
So he talks about the GMA briefly, how they're just shit. Rory asks how a runner gets Ivacron, and he says his son was bitten 2 days ago. He went to steal the antidote. Apparently, when bitten, um, until that weird panting begins, you can take the antidote and be cured.
Mm-hmm.
But once that weird panting begins, like the little girl, and then the husband started,
Yeah.
nope, it's
Too
done.
late.
Yeah, it's too late. So he still wants to go. She tells him dawn is a couple hours away. If he goes out at night into the forest, he'll get ripped to shreds. So he agrees to wait until dawn. So then we cut to the GMA goons. They're looking through fancy binoculars,
Yeah.
right? They have the little digital readouts, rangefinders, everything. Very cool. I love
Mm-hmm.
post-apocalyptic tech.
Yeah.
And they spot the farm. Or the cabin. I could call it, I mean, it's a cabin building or cabin barn and another little outbuilding. That's a farm.
Homestead.
Yeah.
They can see the heat signature.
Yeah, there's heat signatures. So they got 3 heat signatures. They can see the 2 that are standing. They can see Dad sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, one large animal in the barn. That's the horse. Leader wants to go get them. The woman says they should wait until dawn. And the leader says if they don't get this dude back to the camp tomorrow, the protection for their families is gone. So, again, I thought that was excellent. Excellent writing, excellent presentation. From that, we didn't have to retcon it. We didn't have to go into a bunch of exposition. We learned these people are doing the soldier bit, the guard bit, because they get perks like your family's not fucked with.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So clean.
Yeah.
So clean. Anyway, there's screams and shrieks in the distance. They mount up. It's dawn. Noah is awakened by Dad asking how he got inside. Rory happens to walk in, thankfully, tells Dad that she let him in. Noah tells them his home is in Miller's Flats on the other side of the forest. And then Dad, his biggest bitch at this moment is he wants that GMA jacket that the guy's wearing gone.
Yeah.
Like, gone, burn it. So Rory's going to get him some clothes. Noah starts to cough, and he's coughing up blood. Dad says, get on the table. Air pressure is building up in his chest, compressing his lungs. Dad gets to work, grabs like this big screwdriver, long neck, and just punches a fucking hole in Noah's chest.
Yep.
Does the trick. And then Noah passes out because he's had
a day.
He's had a day. So the GMA goons are nearby, heading to the cabin. Inside, Rory tells Dad that Noah's been out too long. Dad said if he wakes now, he'll never make it. Okay, time of day. Rory wants to take the medicine to Noah's son. Dad wants to get her out of the house to a bunker that's nearby that apparently nobody knows about or nobody's using, and to hide so GMA doesn't find her. But Rory really wants to go. And then Dad says the boy is not her daughter. And I get it. He's trying to like break through to her.
Yeah.
This like weird, this is a lot of shit to happen in a very short period of time with little information, no verification. And plus, she, from that first opening scene, after that, she's just been a fucking wreck.
Yeah.
Right? Just joyless, and I get it. But, Dad doesn't want any of this to go on. But before they can get into it, there's a perimeter alert. The GMA goons are coming. And he tells her to get Noah on the horse and go. Dad gives Noah an adrenaline pen.
Yeah.
And he just looks at him and he says, you'll know. Dad gives Rory a hug. She cries. He says, go. And she does. And then Dad straps up with some body armor.
He is fucking A ready.
He is. Grabs his hat. and his rifle, or a shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And heads out. And then Noah watches the GMA goons as Rory is in there saddling the horse. Dad steps out to confront the GMA. Leader dude says all lands are owned and run by the GMA. Dad says, huh, I never saw that document. Leader says they're not interested in Dad, and besides, they're at capacity. So the whole thing with the GMA is if they find you, if they don't kill you, they'll take you back to the camp.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, these kinds of things don't need like much logic to them. Is what it is.
Yeah.
uh, and then he says they're looking for a man who is hostile. As they talk, Dad's casually putting shells
Yep.
into the shotgun. And as they're talking, they hear the horse from the barn. One of the GMA dudes goes into the barn and gets knocked out by Noah. The firefight begins. The leader gets grazed. Dad gets shot in the arm. Rory and Noah ride away. The GMA woman and Dad are shooting it out. Leader is making his way around. And then bang, 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 bang. Dad is suddenly shot in the back and neck by leader dude, where body armor doesn't help you.
Right.
Then leader dude shocks Dad with his prod. Dad's gone.
Yeah.
Because he did just like right under the chin, and just the body was twitching a little bit, but yeah, there was no screaming or anything. Then the remaining members of the GMA goon squad head out after Rory, but or they're about to, and then the woman's like, "I'm not coming." Leader dude's like, "The
Yeah.
fuck are you talking about?" She says she can't be a part of the system anymore. He puts a gun to her head, and she doesn't budge.
Yeah. She stands her ground.
And he just like, and then leaves. Doesn't shoot her, which I was surprised.
Yeah.
Right. So elsewhere, Rory and Noah get off the horse to go into the forest.
Noah tells Rory to leave. He basically says, you don't need to do this. This is my thing. And she tells him about her daughter, Maddie, and says that she's going with him. So he gives her something to put on her clothes. It was one of the bottles in there to disguise her scent.
Yeah. Infecto stink or something.
Yeah. The forest is apparently full of infected.
Mm-hmm.
The GMA guy, Logan is his name. I caught it earlier in the film.
Ah, nice.
He's caught up, though, and they have a bit of a chase before Noah and Rory hide amongst some rocks. And then Noah gives her the backpack, gives her directions to where his boy is, and he's going to stay behind and hold off Logan.
Yeah, and he's in bad shape.
He's in real bad shape.
Wheezing, he's getting pale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's not going to last much longer, and he knows it. So Rory is off to find his house with a red roof to give the antidote to his kid. And she gives Noah some ammo and heads off after they hear Logan run past. So Noah takes the adrenaline.
Yeah.
He rolls off a few shots from his gun to get Logan's attention. So, they have a chase and kind of a shootout. Noah eventually tags Logan and tackles him while the zombies are like screaming in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
And then the two of them are wrestling around for a while. Noah finally gets Logan with his own cattle prod, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And then shoots him in the head. And then afterwards, the zombies come and start eating Logan while Noah watches. He's got one near him, and he just lets the zombie get him.
It is. I found that shot very intense.
Yeah.
Because he looks over, you see, It's weird. The first time I watched it, when they cut to that infected, I thought it was Rory.
And she does look a little like Rory.
Like right, just that at that first instant, and I thought, Jesus, did she get fucked up like already? Because she got all this shit going on part of her head. Anyway, they show the infected just looking at him, and then they cut to him full front from like mid chest up, and he just is like, this dude's dead. Leader dude, Logan,
Mhm.
right? And he's like, there's nothing more I can do. It just had that whole thing. And then she hits him like a fucking linebacker. Boom!
Yeah, she does.
Completely off the screen. And then it cuts. But I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
So then we're with Rory, who's booking it through the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Fast as she can. She stumbles on some carnage, right? This is like leftovers of something that had happened.
I mean, probably more groups or
Yeah.
runners.
Yeah.
People may be out hunting.
So there are a few zombies ahead of her. So she shoots and turns and runs. And I like these zombies. They're fast, but they're also creepy. I like the way they look, and I like the way they move, and I like the eyes on them.
Yeah.
And I don't know that they're zombies, but that's what I'm calling them. Because cannibals seems ridiculous.
Well, we can do that bit now because we're on it.
Okay.
Just so we've had this discussion about zombies. What are these things? So we call them infected because that's how it starts out. We have no one actually saying the words that someone has died and come back.
Right. And
You
they
know what I
don't
mean?
really say zombies in this film.
Right. But some of these poor fuckers have shit going on, which reminded me of Last of Us, where
They have like pustules.
yeah, you know, it's they're quote zombies in Last of Us, but it's the fungus growing inside of them, and then as years go on, things happen. So yeah, some of these things are really fucked up. Some are like their face and their body is fucked up from external wounds or external sources. So you can see where they've been partially eaten or bitten and shredded, and they're still going. So I would not argue either way, really. I think it's kind of everyone's opinion. But I explained it to you as this was a really cool take on zombies, which is hard to do.
It is.
Hard to do. And this was good.
Yeah.
So yeah, these guys are, well, they are what they are.
So they're creepy. Rory hides. She rubs some of that scent stuff on herself again. And it does seem to confuse him.
Mm-hmm.
So they eventually run off, leaving her alone. And then as she is running again, she gets tackled by one. She smashes its head with a rock, but she gets bit in the process, in the scuffle.
Yeah.
So then she is kind of daydreaming about her daughter, Maddie, standing near the river again. And then she hears the howls, the screams.
Mm-hmm.
And there's several of the zombies now. And one smells her and then kind of slowly backs away.
Yeah.
Like they can tell she's infected.
I didn't give him a name because we've seen him a couple times.
Yeah.
And I would call him zombie leader.
Yeah.
Or like pack leader, infected leader. But I didn't want to because I knew it from seeing it before you. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to add my suppositions into,
right.
Taking notes as if for the first time. But he was cool.
He was cool.
The presentation of him and the acting.
Yeah.
It was wild.
So, she walks away from the zombies. And then we're treated to some gorgeous New Zealand vistas.
Yeah, we are.
Rory is still following the river. She's occasionally vomiting blood.
Mm-hmm.
She's just walking and walking. And then she finally sees the house with the red roof. She goes up to it, puts the backpack down on the step, knocks on the door, and then she steps away.
Backs up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And an older woman answers. And she asks where her boys are.
Yeah, Noah's mom.
Yeah. So this sort of understanding passes between Rory and Grandma.
Yeah. Again, just the look.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a cutback from Rory's face to the mom's face to Rory's face to the mom's face as mom's questioning, Rory's answering without words. We see mom understand and the pain and
Yeah.
Rory's reaction like
It's sad
it's
and
yeah,
beautiful. So Rory walks away, and then the woman finds the antidote and goes back inside. She pulls it out of the bag.
yeah,
And then we see Rory by the river. She's looking at her bite wound. And again, this like bloody eye effect on these is
mm-hmm,
really good. I noted it several times in here.
yeah,
Um, and then Rory's watching her daughter play by the river again as she raises the pistol underneath her chin. And we fade to black, and we can hear her voiceover saying, "They say God has left us." It's kind of a reiteration of the beginning of the film,
yeah,
except this time she says, "This can't be true."
right. On that end scene,
Mm-hmm.
I made sure to note this. So she's, we see her eyes are changing and she puts the gun to her chin. And just as the screen goes dark, we don't see her do it. But it's one of those things where it starts when the sound starts. We
Mm-hmm.
hear
Oh yeah,
like she's, and then going to pull the trigger. But we don't hear the gunshot. We don't need to.
right.
It's just as it's black and then her recap of the voiceover
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah.
That's the movie.
That's the movie.
The end.
There is so much to talk about this. We've already talked about a few things, but there's
Yeah.
even more to talk about those things. So, I don't know. What do you think? Should we just start talking about this bad boy?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this movie, I'm very glad I found it. And even if we hadn't done it for the show, I would have suggested this to various people that we know.
Yeah.
Because zombies are, we say, so horror movies, number one,
Mm-hmm.
subgroup gore, right?
Yeah.
But the shining golden monkey statue of all of it is zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least for us.
For us. Yeah. Yeah. That's, it's the first thing we wrote.
Yeah.
Our zombie movie, our
That's
feature.
right.
So, I get the zombie fatigue because we actually had sent in that script to somebody who said zombies are done. It's been
Right.
played, right? And then the fucking Walking Dead
Right.
explodes and like 10 more zombie series and shit. And that the lesson there, folks, real quick, kind of an accidental one, is you send your stuff in and you want notes on it, especially if you don't know jack all, right? We knew right away this guy was off his fucking rocker,
Yeah.
right? But the folks in Hollywood who are doing all this shit and have piles of fucking awards and this and cash and shit, it doesn't mean they know better than you do in a lot of things, right? Rule number one, write what you want to write.
Yeah. Write the story you have to tell.
Yeah, you got a zombie story? Write it. Don't let anybody tell you it's old, it's passe, it's gone, it's whatever. Because just look around. There's so much shit going that should be gone, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that we could say goodbye to and never miss it, but it keeps coming back, coming back. And that, folks, is filmmaking.
Yep.
Right? But it's not a zombie movie. It's not a zombie script. It is your zombie script.
Yeah.
So just do it and push it, push it, push it. Right? And don't let anyone tell you, oh, just put it on the fucking back pile and stuff. No, we're not going to get into that whole thing. But anyway, so anyway, there was some fatigue because there've been so many bad zombie things and like stupid wild, like someone's like, what's the weirdest, wildest shit that we can do that makes no fucking sense, but we'll, get a look kind of thing. And those aren't the greatest films. It's that idea of, do you have an idea or do you have a story?
Well, it makes me think about what was it, Dead Seven, with all the boy band actors in it.
Yes. Uh,
That was someone had an idea, not a story.
right. And yeah, the idea was to, who was that band?
There were a few. 98 Degrees was in there. Some of the Backstreet Boys were in there.
That's
One
right.
of the NSYNC guys was in there.
Isn't it Nick somebody?
O Town, I think, was in there. Yeah, Nick. I want to say Lachey.
I don't know. I don't want to, or I guess really, because I made it through my whole life in that period of the boy band bullshit without. You can't not know the band names because they're fucking everywhere. But I don't know who's in.
Carter. Nick Carter.
Okay, well, see, now I know Nick Carter. God damn it. Anyway, um, so anyway, let's get. This was a worried look. I mean, it looked beautiful on that
Mm-hmm.
little bit of trailer piece, and I thought, okay, yeah, I'm gonna look at this because when something is visually just done well,
Yeah.
you can't turn away from it
No.
as a matter of course. And then the fact that I could hear the sound and everything, I'm like, okay, yeah, this will be a good thing while I sit here for, 11 hours
Yep.
trying to go to sleep. And I just really enjoyed it. It is it's kind of like Die Alone was its own unique take
Right.
on the infection slash zombie front.
Mm-hmm.
And this was yet another take on it. But what I love about it, and usually we bitch about it, like Raptor Planet, not enough dinosaurs.
Right.
You walked away from it. We've not enough this, not enough that. Wrath of Dracula, not enough Dracula,
Not enough wrath.
no wrath. And when we did get Dracula, eh,
Right.
maybe it was better the other way. Yeah, it is so well done as a story.
Yes.
And the infected slash zombies, and the quote bad guys who, if you like watch Walking Dead, this would be like the governor and all these paradise places that have existed season after
Mm-hmm.
season after season without being immersed in it.
Yeah.
We don't know really fuck all about these three GMA people, except one's a leader. Clearly, they got to do this to keep shit going. So the assumption of it's a prison camp in there is spot on. All of these things were brought to the front with next to no words.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so rare. We didn't have 5 minutes of exposition. We didn't have cutscenes and montages of shit that,
I think maybe the biggest lesson of this movie is like show, don't tell,
yes,
because it does it exceptionally well.
yes. And I know people have struggled with that.
Mm-hmm.
Show, don't tell. Well, but he's got this whole thing going on. There's a place for a monologue,
Sure.
right? But usually that's like from the character, and that's not to make a point, but for that actor to fucking explode on the screen with their talent
Mm-hmm.
and give that monologue and the heart wrenching or, whatever piece there is to it. This had a lot of information that was delivered with almost no words. And the only one thing that comes to my head right now is I appreciate that. And,
Yeah.
and I'm not, it's like, well, he did this. I appreciate that. But no, I appreciate that because this is some hot, hot talent.
It is.
And it's not just the writer. This is the writing,
Top to bottom.
directing, acting, and editing.
Yeah.
Those four things together.
And effects.
And effects, but I'm just talking about the story because the effects are for the visuals.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we didn't get a lot of those till towards the end. Some, but not a lot. And I didn't once sit and find myself thinking, where's the gore? Because we've done that with so many things.
Yeah.
Where's the gore?
Not enough
Where's
zombies.
Not enough blood. Jesus Christ. Popeye's Revenge. What in the fuck?
I know.
$3 bottle of syrup and 50-cent food coloring. Problem solved. But nope, couldn't be bothered. So I think this was really an ingenious way to tell a not complicated story. The story is actually so stupidly simple. It's just a mom loses her daughter. She has to kill her. Okay. And that's the thing we've talked
And
about.
her husband.
And her husband. Um, but that's the kind of thing we've talked about, like in an apocalypse, realistically, what would it be like? I mean, that'd be fucking terrible. And here's a guy who's going to lose his kid,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're in a situation where there's only one way out, make or break it. Go get this thing and make it out and get it back or die trying,
Right.
right? That's the desperation of survival. And it's just a parent's love for their children.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, her husband died and she was upset, but that was her baby girl. And that is a parent. I love you to death, right?
Yeah.
But I would be mortified if something happened to our daughter.
Well,
You
because
know,
there is as a parent.
I mean, that's just it. The protection, that's our job, is not to just raise her and shape her, but to protect her and teach her how to be protected and,
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff. That is such a simple concept. I bet anyone in a film school as a teacher would rail on a would-be director, writer. It's been done to death. That's not enough. That's not enough. And holy shit, this is a good example of yes, it is.
Yeah.
If you have the story to support the idea, you can fucking pull off anything,
Yep.
you know. So, as a zombie film, there's not a lot. We have some screams.
Mm-hmm.
We have the husband and we have the daughter in the beginning as we first open, right? We don't know
Right.
quite what the story is, but we get the story in full detail. I have no questions about, nobody cares, like, what strain of virus is it? Where did it come from? So unimportant,
Right.
right? Um,
Well, yeah, because the problem we're trying to solve with this story is not the zombie problem.
nope. And I like it. It's like the Newsflash
Mm-hmm.
series, where the zombies aren't the problem, they're a fact of life.
Right.
This is it. This is the world. They will not ever all be gone, just like in Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Unless something happens and people are born without whatever it is that makes them turn into zombies when they die without getting bit. This is it.
Yep.
So how do we, instead of trying to recreate the old world, how do we adapt this situation to a world we can live in? And you get that sense with this all the way through. We're not being beaten over the head with it.
Right.
You get it.
Yeah.
So anyway, the first time I watched this through, I was just so glad. A, that I didn't fall asleep, that I was hoping to do, and B, that I landed on it
Mm-hmm.
and saw that it was like a zombie thing and kept with it. Uh, really enjoyable. And
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I have any real negatives, like don't except for the log line thing. Right?
and who knows where that came from?
Yeah, it might not have been them.
Right.
I pulled that from Amazon because I actually didn't look it up on IMDb. I don't know what the IMDb logline would be
I
if it's
don't know.
different. But yeah, the coloring, the scoring.
Let's talk about the coloring,
Okay.
because like you, I have nothing to complain about in this. Um, quick check marks. Lighting, fantastic. Even at night, saw everything
Mm-hmm.
we needed, and it didn't look like somebody had a spotlight
Yeah.
on someone and we're supposed to pretend it's dark. They did it very gracefully. The sound, clear, crisp, volume appropriate at all times.
I mean, everything about this was so smart.
Yeah. And like, well, my biggest bitch with sound, if it's not just all shit, is that the dialogue is super low and all
Mm-hmm.
the Foley and and the after mix stuff is so loud.
Yeah.
And then it makes it sound like when they start talking, like it's just, bad sound all around.
Yeah.
So the leveling was fantastic. The lighting was fantastic. Cinematography, oh, yes, it's New Zealand. And like I said, I don't know what you have to do to get a bad shot in New Zealand, if it's even possible, you know. But this was really, the imagery was captivating.
It
But then
was.
let's get to the coloring, which kind of enhanced it.
Yeah. So the coloring, what I would not call it sepia exactly,
Right.
but it's like sepia ish. They're muted.
It's like, yeah, it's very muted, but not bleached. Because
Right.
bleached makes it lighter. This is like if somebody took, you had your full on film and you had like a sepia filter, like a transparency, and laid it over it to change the colors.
Right.
But things still shone through, right? You
Hmm.
could still see green was green, red was red, and so on. But yeah, it was very warm,
Yep.
which was actually kind of diametrically opposed to the feel of the film in
Right. It
terms
was
of
it
its,
was warm, mute, a little dusty.
yeah, and the rest of the film is like cold and stark in the brutality and the just miserable situation
Yeah.
that everything is in. So yeah, that was a nice little, almost like a seesaw. I don't want to say a balance, but it's like a little bit up, a little bit down, a little bit up, a little bit down, and
Hmm.
each way, and it worked really well.
Yeah. It was just very pleasant.
Yeah. The the performances.
I mean, immediately the main actress had me captivated.
Yeah, I remember you saying
Just right away. I was like, wow, she is so good. And
she
that was
is.
a really good idea to have that as the opening shot with
Mhm.
just her fa- facial acting.
Yeah. Her whole existence is pain. From the moment we see her,
Hmm.
right, through all, except for the flashback with the daughter, but that's just to show how it enhances the pain.
Right.
You know, the 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 woman who played Rory is very expressive. And we've mentioned her name before. Jenna Coleman,
Right.
with her micro expressions, is phenomenal. I wouldn't say Rory had micro expressions,
No.
but she had full face. And I mean, not the whole face contorting, but different parts and pieces of it. For like, you could see her misery become something else. Misery becomes sorrow. You can see her sorrow become anger. You can see her anger
Yeah.
become desperation, or desperation become defeat. She fucking said nothing.
Right.
And we didn't have to do like a fucking Andy Warhol camera on her for 17 hours to see the transition of the human, blah, 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 blah. Right? She could do it moment to moment, even as she's like the background as other people are talking,
Hmm.
right? And she's in the shot. It works. You can see her doing it. And oh, I guess
And that's not to minimize everyone else. Everyone else did a great job as well.
everyone did a great job. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's a standout. And it
Hmm.
might be just because of the part. I mean, that's the thing. We've talked about it. Sometimes actors get
I mean,
parts.
she's the star of the film.
Yeah. They get parts or scripts that don't allow them to really bust out.
Hmm.
This, she busted out. You know,
She
this,
did.
I don't know if she woke up and getting ready to go to first day on the set and thought, this is it. Fucking leave nothing but rubble in my wake.
But I
Because
would be
she,
shocked if she doesn't start turning up in like big money films.
A films,
Yeah.
yeah, studio type stuff, or even higher level indie,
Right.
you know.
Well, I
Um,
don't know. 10 million is pretty high level indie.
well, we've talked about that though. There are quote independent films full of Hollywood stars that
Right.
approach the 50 million, $70 million mark, even though the stars didn't take their daily rate or their $10 million
Right.
paycheck. Right? They basically worked for whatever, and usually back end points because they liked the project.
Hmm.
The rest of it all went towards the film. And these things look like, studio blockbuster type things, only they're better,
Right.
not recycled and fresh, somewhat. So yeah, all of them did a spectacular job. Uh, the Logan,
Hmm.
uh, that's gonna call him the leader, but Logan, he didn't have a lot of on-screen time that was like quality.
But boy, did he use up what screen time he
Hell,
had.
yeah, he did. And he didn't like chew the scenery.
No.
No, and that's what I like about this too. I mean, there's so many things. This is a good example of. It's hard to stay on a topic. We're just going to bounce. Um, the economy of storytelling,
It's tight.
right? When you're an author, if you have an agent or an editor, they'll talk to you about the economy of words. So you've got a 2,500 page novel. All right, you need to get rid of 2,000 pages and tell that same exact story in 500 pages. And if you're a good writer, you can do that. And it's called economy of words. One word can take the place of 10.
Right.
Combination of 3 words can save you pages. It's knowing how to get direct into the point and how to make people see the embellishment that you want them to see
Right.
without taking 10 pages to do it, because that's just ridiculous. So economy of filmmaking is the same thing. What is the story? And we've talked to so many people who've cut so much shit out of their film, and they're like, that had no purpose and this and that. Or like in David's case with Herbals, like that whole Nazi thing wasn't even, we had to make that up and shoot it after, you know? Um, it goes back to write your script and everything. Get the reads, get people to read it, get the notes, do the things, look at it honestly, and have the knife in one hand, script in the other, and get ready to stab that bitch to death if you have to,
Yeah.
where you have to, and make the changes. And I guess this is a perfect example of how much more embellishment could there have been about all the little pieces in this film, and would it have been necessary, and would it have been as good?
Mm-hmm.
I'll say no, it wasn't necessary because we watched it and we know that. And no, it would not have been as good. It would have just detracted. This was probably one of the tightest, most fluid moving plots I've seen in a long time,
Yeah.
and I can't think of any Academy Award nominees that
Well,
have
while at
nailed
the
it.
same time that the story and all the scenes and everything are very tight, while at the same time allowing the art to breathe,
Yes.
the visual art,
Yes.
of which there was a lot.
Yeah. From effects
Mm-hmm.
to the coloring to just the cinematography. Uh, it And what helped with the cinematography is not just static shots or panning shots, but every actor in here knew how to handle themselves.
Yeah.
They knew where they were in the camera, not on
Mm-hmm.
the set, not against the background or whatever. They knew where they were in the camera, and they fucking worked it. And you could see we didn't have any weird angles and faces and stuff. Everyone did their thing, their silent thing, when
Mm-hmm.
they weren't the focus, in clear view.
Yeah.
Which it also is, credit to the director for not constantly doing fucking behind the person shots,
Right.
because who wants to pay, what is it now? $70,000 a movie ticket to go to a theater? Who wants to sit in 2 hours and watch the back of a fucking guy's head?
Right.
What'd you think of that actor? I don't know. Could have been a Muppet for all I know. This fucking director just like, I guess it adds tension. I don't know. Anyway, uh, this, it flowed. The visuals flowed. The art flowed, and
Yeah.
it breathed. It wasn't rushed. It wasn't pushed. We weren't smothered with it. We didn't get taken by it or
Mm-hmm.
taken over by it. But it did take me
Yeah.
further in. Like every shot was just further up until the end, where she's walking away from the mother and then going to blow her brains out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you know what? I didn't get emotional. I didn't tear up, because it wasn't.
Right.
It was like just at that level. Some people will, and that's fine, because this is, it's a shit topic nobody wants to talk about. What do you do if you got to kill your kid, or you're in this situation and you got to die or save your kid, or you're not going to be able to save your kid, and some fucking stranger? How are you going to go into the afterlife comfortably believing that that stranger is going to save your kid for you?
Right.
Right? That is all some heavy shit.
Hoping.
Yeah, hoping. That's all it is hope. Hope. Um, it just, I don't know, it just all worked together. The infected,
Mm-hmm.
how often we saw them, I think that is credit to everyone involved realizing that, yeah, it's a zombie film. I gotta say, it's a zombie film,
Yeah.
right? If you have something to deliver like this, where it's a story and it's good,
Hmm.
I'll wait for the zombies,
Oh, yeah.
right? But we had a small taste of what the world was like. The opening,
We had the sounds of them a lot, which kind of filled in the
yes,
zombie gaps.
yeah. Well, so the opening scene with her, Grave, the daughter, all right, we get it, you
Yeah.
know. And then the bits of screams and stuff in the distance.
Hmm.
And then that whole bit of dad storming off.
Yeah.
They're going to be out in force tonight.
Hmm. I'll wait.
Yep. Well, we've seen enough and we know we got the creepy factor,
Yeah.
but we have a story. And I think I knew it the first time. I didn't like ponder on it that, well, there's no zombies because there's a fucking story.
Right.
We don't need the zombies. This story is good.
It is.
Got to see where this is going. How is this going to all come together? And then we get the zombies at the end because they're the final hurdle,
Hmm.
right? The reality of everyone's doing the big hearted thing and the honorable thing and just I'm good spirit and karma's going to put me back on a planet without these fuckers someday. um it lost my train of thought. I got so many things going on.
I know.
Anyway,
Anyway.
so many good lessons. Goddamn.
Yeah. Watch this movie.
This is your Christmas present
Yeah.
in October, folks. You're looking like to what movies for inspiration, and you're going through our like playlists of stuff and all of our episode lists and stuff. There's a few in there, yeah, you should see, but I will say this is definitely in the top 10
Oh, yeah.
of all the stuff that we've covered for sure, and stuff we haven't.
Right.
Um, this is your Christmas present. This is a complete 100% effective box of tips and lessons. This is your online university. Watch this movie, study everything, camera angles, the lenses, because you can tell the lenses. If you're anything to do with the camera, you can tell what lenses they're using. Is it a wide pulled in? Is it a telephoto pulled out? Blah, blah, blah. And look at like depth of field. That's one thing I liked about this. There was not artsy depth of field. We've
Right.
seen movies that looked like this at first, but then everything is out of fucking focus.
Yeah.
It's always shifting focus, shifting focus. It's always such a tight fucking focus. Um, Most of this film is in perfect
Yeah.
focus, right? Dude right in front of the camera all the way to the back fucking wall and all the shit in between. You can see it,
Hmm.
and not blurry and fuzzy. Which, I respect that because it annoys me sometimes. The amount of times that they use it. Um, I don't know, acting. We have a hard time giving advice on acting.
Well, we're not actors.
We're not, but I mean, we know some.
I
And
know when I see a good actor and I know when I see a bad actor
right.
or someone
And
acting well versus someone acting poorly.
I always, I mean, same thing, but that's why we always say, look at the classic films. Look at Redford and De Niro and Pacino and, even Orson Welles. He had his way of doing things and he got it done. And there's just so many, all the way back to the gangster films with Cary Grant and, just James Cagney, all
Hmm.
these things. There are actors who get it. And I don't know if it's a training thing, if it's a personality thing, if it's a, hey, I'm going to follow what this guy did because I like it thing. But really, that thing is to explode on the screen, you don't need to literally explode,
Right.
right? People, I've seen it because I always mention Al Pacino. Al Pacino is known for his fucking tantrum as a character,
Yeah.
his character tantrums in different various films, you know.
There's a place for actors like that.
Yeah, and well, but he can also do it a different way.
Hmm.
I mean, he does other kinds of acting where he doesn't have tantrums, but like the characters who explode, like in Heat as a detective, you know, he just really rah, 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 rah. He's very much like he uh, was in A Scent of a Woman, gruff and rah, 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 you know, everyone imitates him in that kind of explosive, rah, and you're
Oh yeah.
gonna do it, and then you're gonna come over, you know, all these things. That's great to have fun with, but he doesn't do it all the time, every time. There's a time and a place. Some
Hmm.
of his most potent, powerful stuff is when he doesn't say a fucking word and it's just his eyes.
Yeah.
Because he can work the eyes.
Oh, he's got some good eyes.
Yeah. The whole face, he doesn't have quite the granular control over that we've seen in something like Jenna Coleman.
Aren't faces fascinating?
They are.
Yeah.
They really are. But this, yeah, for actors, this is, look at it. Look how powerful these people are being on screen. And most of them don't have any fucking lines while they're on camera because there's just not a lot of shit to talk about. And writers appreciate that.
Hmm.
Dialogue, I always consider, before we even started writing scripts, when I was, you know, writing the short stories and the novel, it, dialogue is such a waste of fucking time in a book perspective, right? I always try to avoid it. There's very little dialogue in anything because I'm here to tell you. I don't need the character to fucking tell you,
Sure.
right? And I'm going to do it better because I know more about it than the character.
There are different styles of writing, and I think they're all,
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, just for me, for the stuff that I
yeah.
write, you know, I would rather show, not tell. I'd rather show you with my words than tell you through a character. Okay, or have them have a dialogue that is only clearly only there to be the
Mhm.
dialogue, right? Um, in script writing, you, I think the goal is a good writer will tell the story without telling the story. A good writer will sculpt a script with the proper actions and parentheticals, and you know, a director will grab that thing and work with them, or it's the same person, you know, who knows,
Hmm.
and we'll go through and the shots, you know, break it up into, you know, shot lists and everything, and really work together to see these things come together from the page to be represented visually on a screen to do justice to, yeah, we're not going to have a lot of words,
Hmm.
you know. So I think that all these people work together really well to accomplish that. We
I
have
agree.
we have simplicity, we have economy of words,
Yeah.
um, and we also have economy of story. Stuck to it. No tangents. No, well, but we have the, you know, the bad guy, Logan. We need to know more about him. We need to develop him as a character. We need to flesh him out, have the audience hate him, and these are the conversations that go on in those fucking rooms behind those closed doors all the time. And this is
Constantly.
and this is how some great scripts just fucking die and will never be reborn.
Yep.
You know, but yeah, folks, people are going to tell you, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to make us hate. I really was sort of apathetic about Logan. I didn't feel like I needed to hate him
No.
because they made me understand him. Boom, 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 without a lot of bullshit. Super simple. Super simple. Two things you can do. You can run away, which I guess are while the runners, and try to live in the woods and not get found or get butchered and mutilated by the
Right.
infected. Or you can live in a camp.
Yeah.
And then if you live in a camp, you got one of two choices. One, you can be a camper, or two, you can do all the unpleasant shit that you are morally objected to because your family will then be safe.
Hmm.
And folks, let me tell you, it's not a secret. And I won't let anyone ever challenge me on this or convince me otherwise. There's a human being on planet Earth who is so morally sound that they wouldn't stab a hobo in the brain for, you know, to save their kid's life. They wouldn't kill someone else's kid to save their kid's life. When you're in these kinds of situations, there's no yeah buts, there's no fucking discussion circles, there's no fucking yurts and meditations and stuff. And there's no, oh, but this, that. No, It's right here. It's right now. It's got to happen. Someone's going to die. 1, 2, 3, bam. And you're going to make it your kid that stays alive. And that's it, you know? So don't need all that shit. Logan made his choice.
Hmm.
Rory and her husband
Made their
made their
choice
choice. I'm presuming father-in-law showed up
later.
later.
Maybe.
Well, because so the main story takes place 2 years after her killing her daughter. That seemed like it was very new still
Right.
because they didn't know a bunch of stuff at just because the background radio shit. They were still talking um, during the flashback,
Hmm.
still talking about, strange things
Yeah.
going on, So we're only 2 years into this apocalypse, but people had to make choices. And he made his choice. And my only resistance to liking him is he's clearly coming after the good guy. The mystery dude who's been revealed. A dad trying to save his son.
I mean,
You know,
you cannot like Logan because he seems to take joy in what he does with his torturing with the cattle prod and stuff.
there is that little subtext.
Yeah.
Yeah, GMA bad, runner's good. Short and sweet, simple.
Freedom good, prison bad.
Yeah, so Logan's got to go. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not going to get on the pulpit and let's save Logan. Send his ass down the river. Time to go. You know.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, overall, the biggest lesson is, watch this movie.
I mean, seriously, you really do need to.
It reminds me of, so it's, there's like a very small subcategory of film for me where there are films, they might not be my favorite film, right?
Mm-hmm.
On my personal list of favorites.
Right.
But I believe that they were executed perfectly.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of those films.
Fair enough. I get it. I've got that same kind of list.
Kind of like the BBC series Robin Hood. That was the first series I ever watched where I watched the last episode and I was like, that ended perfectly for what it was.
Yeah.
They wrapped everything up nice in 3 seasons. That was a tight show.
Yeah. It was what it was.
Yeah.
And they knew what it was and we knew what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But it was enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's this. This is enjoyable to watch. There's
Mm-hmm.
not a lot of shit that the superfluous stuff has been cut like a professional meat cutter, trimming those,
Yeah.
no fat, nice and lean, got the little tendons and everything out.
Yeah. I can't diss a good cut when I see one.
I know. And this is a good cut.
Yeah.
Just real quick, also, it's like everything's got a lesson. So, editing, look at how this was put together. I know it's difficult not knowing what the source footage is.
Right.
Right? Because, I mean, you can't look at it and go, oh, that's masterful editing. You'd be like, oh, that's nice and tight. But then you see the fucking mess that they worked with if you got in the back room and there's just like hard drives of useless data and you look through it and you're like, Jesus Christ. This guy took 7,700 fucking scenes and condensed it down to 135.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. But.
So very good film. So many good lessons. And, one of the very few no bitches about.
Yeah.
No complaints at all because the ending was nice and tight. I don't care if it was
Sad.
foreseen.
Sure.
Or, well, we knew that was coming. Okay. I kind of think everybody did.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. Like the story isn't going anywhere good from the beginning.
Right. This is just shit. I do want to say, artistically speaking, the bit at the end, the last scene, where I've actually closed my eyes and had this play over and over and over to go from seeing something and then blackness, right? You think it's just like a clean cut, but just the way they did it, the way the eyes adjust,
The after image.
microseconds. Yeah. And it's still like a nice thing. But then when you add that sound, you realize I'm in between the last frame of her face and utter darkness. Because there's no more film, or they
Yeah.
stopped shooting, right? And I just thought that was A, tasteful, and B, just
Yeah.
and you know what happened, because we all know that breath. We know that sound, right? It's okay to pull that giant ass thing out of your thumb, and then you pull it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was really good. And yeah. And then the things I commented on at the beginning. It's really cool. Just really cool.
It is. Well,
Yeah.
check out our website.
lordsofmisruleproductions.com. And whatever you're listening to us on, like,
Rate,
subscribe, rate,
review,
review, because it's all about
share.
algorithms. Share. That's what I keep fucking forgetting to say.
I know.
Share this bitch. Actually, you
Share
know
it.
what? I'll say share it, and then you don't have to even do all that shit. Because even though algorithms shit, and we're not trying to get the top one podcast on any platform. We're not trying to like make it into fucking Newsweek or Money Magazine. You know, this podcast is so deep in the hole. We'd need to like amp it up for like 5 years straight to backfill
I know.
the fucking money holes. We just want an audience. We want to reach more of our tribe, of your tribe, all
Yeah.
of our tribe.
And we'd love for you guys to talk to us.
Yeah.
That's why you should go to our website.
Yeah. And it says contact us.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to say it. So unless Hooked on Phonics worked for you, you should know what contact us means. I don't want to get in that conversation. Maybe
Okay.
next time we'll talk about it.
Sure.
If we remember. So anyway, yeah, share. We just want to get our people together. We want to talk and get you folks on the show. We want to watch your stuff. We are what, not just Danny and I, but we, all of us, listeners, B-siders, the independent film and B-movie industry thrive and survive because we do it together.
Yeah.
Right? We are the people who go to see this film to support the artist, the director, the writer, whatever. Don't even fucking care what the movie is about. And sometimes they'll walk out. How was it? I really don't know. I just, I'm there to support. Whether or not I liked it, whether or not I talk about it, and this and that isn't going to be as important to this person as a 500-seat theater was packed.
Right.
That does more than any social media shit could ever do. So, yeah, share this episode, share the podcast, share the website, lordsofmisruleproductions.com. Where'd that come from? And
I don't even think we've ever told the Lords of Misrule story on this podcast.
No.
I think we did on Miles's podcast.
Yeah. Well, maybe next time.
So many things next time.
We'll see.
All right. Speaking of next time.
Yeah.
Until then.
Do your stuff. See your things. See this movie. Help one another.
I'm Danny.
I'm Jim.
We'll catch you later.
Bye, B-siders.